The needle pierces my skin for the 7th time this month. He watches through the glass as they carve another scar into my stomach. Insurance, he calls it. His enemies need to believe I matter. But across the hall, she's laughing in his arms, wearing the necklace I bled for. Just 1 more year, he'd promised. That was 3 years ago. They don't know I've been planning. They don't know I've already died twice in his game. If you want to see how far a woman can fall before she burns everything down, subscribe now, because tonight I'm lighting the match. But this wasn't how it started. I met him in a campus library. He looked at me like I was the only person in the world. "You have kind eyes," he said. I should have run. 6 months later, I moved into his apartment. Small, cramped. He said he was building something. I believed him. I worked 2 jobs to pay rent while he met investors. I came home to find him stressed, pacing. "I need you to do something for me," he said. "Just meet someone. Smile. Pretend we're engaged." "Why?" "Business. Please." I did it. Then he asked again, and again. I became his accessory at events where people whispered, where women in silk dresses looked at me with pity. "Is that his assistant?" someone asked once. He squeezed my hand harder. "My fiancé," he corrected coldly. At home, he barely looked at me. Then the first kidnapping happened. 3 men, a warehouse. They wanted information about his accounts. I had none. They broke 2 of my fingers anyway. He arrived with police, held me, whispered, "You were so brave." I believed the tears in his eyes. The second time, they used pliers on my nails. He rescued me again. "I'm so sorry," he said. "I'll protect you better." He proposed the next day, publicly at a charity gala. Cameras everywhere. I thought it meant he loved me. I didn't know she existed yet. The third kidnapping, I woke in a medical facility. Clean. Professional. A doctor stood over me. "The procedure is complete," he said. I didn't understand. He Yu Cheng walked in. Behind him, her. She was radiant, untouched. She smiled at me like I was a puppy. "What procedure?" I asked. "You're infertile now," the doctor said clinically. "Standard precaution." I looked at He Yu Cheng. He wouldn't meet my eyes. "It's safer this way," he mumbled. "If they know you can't have my children, you're less valuable to them." She touched his arm. "Can we go now?" "I'm tired." He nodded. They left together. The doctor gave me painkillers and a wheelchair. I sat there for 3 hours before someone drove me home, not to his penthouse, to the apartment we'd shared before, the one he'd abandoned. The 4th kidnapping, they burned cigarettes into my shoulders. Where does he keep his offshore accounts? I genuinely didn't know. When he arrived, he looked annoyed. "You need to be more careful," he scolded me on the drive back. "You're making me look weak." I was taken from our building's parking garage. Then parked somewhere safer. I started researching him that night, found her Instagram, Meng Shuifu, a university student, 22. In every photo from the past 3 years that he'd been working late, there she was in the background, at cafes, at his office building, wearing jewelry I'd never seen. The 5th kidnapping, they broke my ribs. The 6th, my collarbone. Each time, he rescued me with cameras rolling. Each time the news called him devoted. Billionaire risks life for fiancé. The public loved us, but I'd started noticing patterns. The kidnappers always knew where I'd be, always knew when he'd arrive. The timing was too perfect. The injuries severe, but never fatal. I was his performance art. Then came the 7th time, the one that changed everything. They tied me to a chair in a basement. But this time, something was different. The lead kidnapper's phone rang. He answered, listened, then laughed. "You want us to take what?" He looked at me with new cruelty. "The boss says we should take your ability to have more kids, says you won't need it." I already couldn't have children, but they didn't know that. I heard her voice through the phone speaker. "Do it, she's had enough spotlight." They did it anyway. Unnecessary surgery, unnecessary pain. When He Yu Cheng arrived, she was with him. She stayed by the door while he knelt beside me. "Hanyan, I'm so sorry," he said. His hands were shaking. "Why is she here?" I whispered. She was worried about you. Behind him, Meng Shuifu examined her nails, fresh manicure, French tips. She caught me looking and smiled. Those kidnappers were so rough, she said sweetly. I pulled out her nails myself to make it believable. He didn't react. He'd known. That's when I understood. I wasn't his shield. I was his sacrifice. A human offering to prove his love for her was real enough to destroy someone else. The wedding was in 7 days. I pretended to sleep that night. He sat beside the hospital bed scrolling his phone. I watched through barely open eyes as he texted her. "It's done. She'll be fine in a few weeks. Then we can move forward." Her reply, "Finally. I'm tired of hiding." His, "Soon, I promise. Just need to close a few more deals, then I'll announce you properly." I'd thought the wedding meant something. It didn't. It was another performance, another layer of protection for her. The next morning, he brought me tea. "How are you feeling?" he asked gently. "Better." "Good. The wedding planner needs final approval on flowers." "You choose." He looked surprised. "You don't care?" "Whatever makes you happy." He studied my face, suspicious. But I smiled. A small, painful smile. He relaxed. That afternoon, while he was in meetings, I made a call. To Yang Xiao, one of He Yucheng's oldest enemies, the man who'd kidnapped me 3 times. "I need your help," I said. He laughed. "The devoted fiancé wants to talk to me. I want to disappear, fake my death, get a new identity." Silence. Then, "Why would I help you?" "Because you hate him, and I'm going to destroy him in a way that police never could." "I'm listening." "He's falling in love with me. He doesn't realize it yet, but he is. The guilt is eating him. He needs me to forgive him to feel human. If I die, actually die in his mind, it will break something in him he can't repair. Then you can take everything else." Another pause. "What do you want in return?" "A new face, new name, enough money to start over. And I want you to make sure Meng Shuifu takes my place as his public shield." He laughed, a genuine, delighted sound. "You're more vicious than I thought." I learned from the best. We planned for 6 days. I played the perfect bride-to-be, smiled at dress fittings, approved flower arrangements, pink roses, though I'm allergic. He didn't notice. Meng Shuifu did. She sent me a message. "Allergic and still choosing them? Pathetic." I didn't respond. The day before the wedding, I went to see her. She lived in a penthouse he'd bought, bigger than the apartment we'd shared. "What are you doing here?" she asked, blocking the door. "I wanted to meet you properly, woman to woman." She smirked. "There's nothing to say. I know he loves you. I know I'm just in the way." Her expression softened slightly. "Then why go through with the wedding?" "Because I'm pregnant." Her face went white. "What?" 3 months. I haven't told him yet. I wanted it to be a surprise after the ceremony. It was a lie. I couldn't have children, but she didn't know that. I watched her panic spread like poison. "You're lying," she whispered. "Am I?" I touched my stomach. "I thought you should know, since you'll be the mistress of a married man with a child." I left her there, frozen. That night, she called He Yucheng frantically. I heard his side of the conversation through the bedroom door. "What do you mean, pregnant?" "That's impossible." Pause. "No, the doctors said..." "Wait. Are you sure she said that?" Subscribe to see what happens next, because the revenge only gets colder. I waited until he fell asleep, then triggered the plan. A small fire in the villa's east wing. Nothing dangerous, just enough smoke to look catastrophic. I called Yang Xiao. Now. His team arrived in unmarked cars. They pulled me out through the servants' entrance. I left behind my phone, my rings, and a body they'd prepared. Medical grade, burned beyond recognition. Same height, same build. As we drove away, I watched the villa burn in the rearview mirror. Fire trucks arrived, police. He Yucheng stood in the driveway in his pajamas, screaming my name. Meng Shuifu stood beside him, hand on her stomach, already playing the next role. The plastic surgeon worked for 3 days. When the bandages came off, I didn't recognize myself. Sharper cheekbones, different nose, eyes slightly larger. "You're beautiful," Yang Xiao said. I'm free, I corrected. My new name, Tang Fangsing. My new life, a flower shop owner. Simple, quiet. Everything he'd never allowed me to be. The funeral was extravagant. I watched the live stream from a cafe across town. He Yu Cheng stood at the podium, grey-faced, aged 10 years in a week. She was everything to me, he said. His voice broke. Meng Shuifu stood in the front row, hand protectively over her stomach, playing the grieving friend. I closed the laptop, felt nothing. My flower shop opened 3 weeks later. Small storefront, wholesale business on the side. I built it quietly, carefully. Used Yang Xiao's connections to secure contracts with hotels, event planners. Within 2 months, I was profitable. Within 4, I'd expanded. I didn't expect to see him so soon. He showed up on a Tuesday afternoon. I was arranging white lilies when the door chimed. I looked up and there he was, thinner, hollow-eyed. He stared at me like he'd seen a ghost. "Can I help you?" I asked calmly. He stepped closer. Do you have an allergy? To pink roses?" My heart kicked, but my face stayed smooth. "Many people are. They're aggressive flowers. Why do you ask?" I knew someone. She was allergic to them. Only pink ones. You sound... Sir, you're making me uncomfortable." He backed toward the door. I'm sorry, I just... He left without finishing, but he came back again and again. Always watching, always searching my face for something. I changed my voice slightly, my mannerisms, bought colored contacts. He still suspected. The problem was Meng Shuifu. She'd lost her pregnancy, another lie exposed. He'd turned on her viciously, made her his new shield. I heard through Yang Xiao that she'd been kidnapped 4 times in 2 months. Each time, He Yu Cheng arrived just late enough for her to suffer. "He's destroying her," Yang Xiao said, "using her to punish himself." "Good. And you? What's your plan?" "I don't have one anymore. I'm just living." But fate wasn't done. Meng Shuifu found me, showed up at my shop with a knife, raving about stolen lives and revenge. I called the police. She was arrested. He Yu Cheng saw the news, saw the flower shop name in the report. He came running. "Tang Fangsing," he said, reading the name on my business card. "That's you? You're the one who saved Meng Shuifu?" I called the police. Anyone would have. He studied me with terrible intensity. "Why do you care what happens to her? You don't know her." I couldn't watch someone die, even a stranger. Something in his face broke. He started crying. Just stood there in my shop, tears running down his face. She would have said that. Exactly that. She was so kind. Even when I didn't deserve it. I handed him a tissue. Said nothing. He came back the next day with questions about my life, my past, where I was from. I lied smoothly, with Yang Xiao's help. False documents, false history. But he kept digging. Then one night, he showed up drunk. Pounded on my door until I answered. "I'm dying," he said. "Stomach cancer. 6 months, maybe less." "I'm sorry to hear that. I don't want your sympathy. I want the truth. Are you her? Are you Yanyan?" I looked at him, really looked at him, at the man who'd broken me in every possible way, who'd loved me just enough to make the betrayal unbearable. "No," I said, "I'm Tang Fangsing. Zhang Yanyan died in that fire, and whoever she was, whoever you think I am, that person died a long time before the flames ever touched her." He fell to his knees. Please, if there's any part of you, I know I don't deserve forgiveness. I know what I did, but I'm begging you, just let me apologize. Let me try to..." "He Yu Cheng." I crouched down to his level. "You want to apologize? Then live with what you did. Don't ask me to absolve you. Die knowing that the person you destroyed is somewhere out there, happy without you. That's the only punishment that matters." I called him a cab. Watched him leave. He died 4 months later. Left everything to me in his will. Billions in assets, properties, companies. His lawyer found me, explained the inheritance. He said if he was wrong about who you were, you'd give it away. And if he was right, you'd do the same. Either way, he wanted you to choose. I signed the papers, transferred everything to charity, built schools, hospitals, women's shelters, used his blood money to help people he'd never cared about. Yang Xiao visited one last time. "You won," he said. "No one won, that's the point. What will you do now?" I looked at my flower shop, small, simple, mine. "I'll keep living. That's the real revenge. He spent his whole life chasing power and control. I'm spending mine watering plants and watching them grow." He nodded. "That's the most vicious thing you could have done to his memory." Maybe it was. Or maybe it was just the life I should have had all along. Either way, I'd never let anyone take it from me again. The shield was gone. The woman underneath had finally learned to live.